Hey guys, welcome back. It's time. We're going to take a look at a little bit of dirty laundry that got deleted from the internet. Today we're featuring none other than Leore, Avidar, from the founder and CEO of Alt.xyz. We got some dirty stuff going on. We got some not so nice stuff going on. So we're going to take a look at that. We got a lot to get through today. I'm going to try not to read it all. There's way too much to read. I can't read it all, so we're going to sum it up. I'm going to show everything on the screen that I possibly can to provide some transparency. You form your opinion. I'm going to show my opinions. I'm going to tell my opinion. I'm going to give a general, overview of what went on, and that'll be that. Now, it's important to note here that a lot of things get deleted from the internet. Here's the Alt website. So, and also, guys, what is it with, for whatever reason, it seems like every single trading card, sports card company has some kind of shady beginning. They all have shady stories. They all have stuff that is a little bit on the grimer end of things. But I don't know what it is. The inception of these companies, or like the start of these companies, there's always a bad thing at the start. We got like PSA being accused of their first card they ever graded being trimmed. We got SGC, I guess, being accused of starting up in order to grade altered cards. There's always a beginning. You guys let me know what other ones we have down below. But it seems like any of these larger companies, any of these either selling platforms, grading platforms, whatever they might be, they all got some greasies in the closet. Now, let's start off here. We have a blowout cards thread. Now, the majority of the video here, what we're going to take a look at next, the very juicy part, that is a deleted thread on Blowout. Now, I do give much credit to the Blowout Detective Agency, as they like to call themselves. They're usually on the case. They're usually detecting. They're usually on the ball when it comes to advising people, hey, this is fake, this is altered, hey, the grading company graded this fake card, and often the grading companies do absolutely nothing about it. It's a lot of money for them to resolve those issues. Sometimes they just kind of hope it blows over, I'm assuming, or they just can't afford it. Maybe it's not in the budget to be able to do that, to make the wrongs right. But regardless, they're still out there doing it, warning you guys. And we've seen that many times on the channel here. There is a ton of overlap between sports, Pokemon, whatever it might be. Anywhere that there is money, anywhere that there is cardboard, there's some bad stuff going on. Now, the first thing here seems a little bit mild. Seems like maybe a little bit of a PR mistake. But we have here a thread called, if you use the Alt eBay extension, be warned. So we have a little reminder of the guy that runs Alt. So this is the thread that is in question. Now, where was I going? I was going with the blowout stuff. Sometimes stuff gets deleted from the internet. Sometimes stuff gets deleted from blowout. Now, whether or not that's because of sponsor reasons, whether or not that's because of threats or anything else, regardless, sometimes it doesn't get to stay on blowout. I think the information in the video here should be publicly available. You choose to form your own opinion based on that. Now, what do we got? And any other research or information you'd like to provide, leave it down below, and I'll be glad to take a gander through that. So it's good to take everything into consideration. People make mistakes. Sometimes those mistakes are a little bit on the fraud end of things, and I'll leave that up to you guys to decide here today. So here we have a thread, and essentially we have a little bit of a problem with the Chrome extension that was being a little bit too informative on the alt end of things, essentially telling them every page you visit on eBay, not just the things you looked at or terms you search for, everything, private messages, purchase history, bid history, your account settings page, everything. So this was something that was posted by Cardporn. Cardporn used to be one of the good guys, I guess, or at least was posing as one of the good guys, and then allegedly had photos doctored or doctored photos in order to sell a fake autograph. Fake jersey, fake photo match jersey, there was a whole lot of fake stuff with a fake jersey, fake stuff going on. So even though if somebody's saying they're the watchdog, they might not be an actual watchdog. They might have other motives, or maybe they just turn bad. Maybe they surround themselves with so much bad stuff that they turn into the bad guy. I'm not sure what the case is here. I don't know if Cardporn was always a bad guy, or not. They like to defend Shine, which is interesting. And the whole Jacob thing, but I don't know if that was a misunderstanding on their part. We're not going to get in that today. Regardless, we have the app, the alt app that was doing a little bit of greasies, doing a little bit of too much personal information, email, phone number, address, payment types, purchase history, sales metrics, order and customer info, managed payments and bank information, payment dates and IDs, authorized users and activity log. Yes, it's way too much information. It's way more information that they need. And it doesn't seem like it was disclosed in that way, which is, that's not good. We got an old Leore. Old Leore. I always think of like Eeyore, Winnie the Pooh, anytime I hear it. I'm assuming it's Leore and not Leore, but I could be wrong. Don't know for sure, not confirmed. But here we have it. So eventually they fix it. There's no like public statement or anything, it doesn't seem like, but they changed the code. So at least from what I could tell, I don't think there was any sort of update, apology, whatever it might be, which is probably pretty important. So depending on where you are, privacy laws are different. And if you have that sort of thing, if you have a leak or if you have anything of the sort, I don't know if there was any confirmation that they deleted all that information from the people that were using it, but be careful out there who you give your info to. Be careful. Just be careful. Now, what else do we got? That aside, again, we've seen something similar in Pokemon. One of the PSA dealers from the UK who was kind of being irresponsible with people's information, and there's a whole couple videos on that. He threw a fit and everything else, but that was worse because he hit it. I don't know. Maybe this is just as bad. I'm not sure what the rules and regulations are, depending on where he was, what he was running, what he was doing, whether or not any of that was actually leaked, or if it was all removed. Now, the more juicy information, the more juicy situation here. And again, we're not going to go through all this. We have Artie here, who sold some cards to Leore, sold him 3 cards, and 2 of those cards ended up being fake, but then we created a whole mess. We got a nice little recap here. We got some inside information to somebody that alerted PSA and was in touch with the 2 of them in order to find out what was going on here, how it was going, but essentially we have a little bit of a falling out. So we have Artie here, who sold the cards to Leore. Leore, the founder of Alt XYZ LMNOP QRS TUV, and we have a TLDR here from Roger, and good on Roger for being open and honest about this stuff. The information that wasn't provided by Leore was provided by Roger. So Roger, third party, not involved in the transactions, but was the one who alerted PSA about what was going on. So we have the TLDR. Thank you, Roger, for the TLDR. I've read through all of this. I don't know if you guys want to read through all of this. You'll probably have to do it on desktop because some of the posts are extremely long. These are just the important posts, or the posts by Roger, Artie, and Leore that we're going to show on the screen here. I have the entire thread. If there's people that want to see the entire thread, the thread got nuked. The thread got, I guess, archived, but now the archive is not available. But it's okay. It's backed up somewhere else too. If something's on the internet, there's a good chance it still exists. Be careful what you do, what you say. Do good business. This is like one of those examples here where trying to make a quick buck, trying to fleece somebody, ends up being revealed, ends up being brought up in the open, and voila, you look like a terrible person. Did this stuff happen behind the scenes to other people? Was it a similar situation? This is a pretty unique situation, but again, if you're gonna screw somebody on one thing like this, are you gonna do it on others? Now, TLDR. I just defeated the purpose of the TLDR, although there are like a jillion pages we're going to look through here. So here it is. We have Artie Power sells 3 Kobe cards to a buyer. One of the cards gets rejected by PSA. The 2 others pass. Buyer demands $76.50 for the card that didn't pass, even though the total paid for all 3 Kobe's was only $14.5K. First instance of fraud. After the buyer gets their $7,650 refund, I inform them that one of the other Kobe's PSA graded as real is also fake, the PMG Championship. Buyer then tries to convince PSA that he paid $7K for the PMG Champ, second instance of fraud. So what's going on here is a little bit of It looks like a double dip. It looks like a double dip that he wants to get a refund from the seller, Artie, and he also wants to get a refund from PSA, because PSA, they'll offer a guarantee that if they graded something, if you paid for it, and if usually, from what I've seen, it has to be somebody else grades it, and then they sell it to you, and you're the buyer. Whatever you bought it for, that's what PSA will compensate. But in this instance, I think he's trying to seek out a refund. And the communication to Roger was that he was trying to seek out a refund for that, not only on the seller end, but also on the PSA end. So that's where it gets a little dicey. That's where it gets a little, hey, you're getting greedy here. Hey, that's not right. You don't get a double refund. That's not how it works. But where it was a combined price, I know what you're saying. I know what everyone in the thread was saying. There are some easy solutions to this that should have avoided the entire situation. If we didn't have, it seems like the whole situation is caused by Leore getting greedy, is kind of where I see it. Form your own opinion. If it works, buyer comes out ahead a few dollars after getting refunds from both Artie Power and PSA, and gets a free Kobe Star Ruby, the third card, the only one which was actually real. So there you have it. There's the potential, the accused scheme that's going on. Pretty dirty, and again, yes, that's not fair play. That's not good. That's not a good look. That is the kind of thing that you don't want to get caught on. And if it wasn't for Roger here, maybe that story, maybe that POV never comes to light. So good on Roger for doing the right thing here, providing all the information, and allowing people to form their opinions. So here, essentially everyone's like, oh, why is everyone defending the buyer? Like, he's selling fake cards. No, it wasn't right of him to sell fake cards. I do believe that he did not know that he was selling fake cards. So why would you come forward with this information at all steps along the way? It seems like he was okay with the refund, having the refund take place. And yes, it should have been a full refund for all of the cards. It would have avoided all of the issues here. So I forgot one of the things on my list here. Okay, so wanted to give him a chance to why are we not exposing who it is, because they don't name Leore at the beginning here, saying that they wanted to give him a chance to respond just in case he was blindsided and had a good explanation. That being said, I've now uncensored his name. His Instagram is gems_only8. By the way, guys, do not contact anyone. Do not harass anyone that is featured in the video here. This is for educational purposes. This is to inform the public of things that are not easily accessible at this point in time. Again, form your own opinion. We're going to look at both sides here and do what you got to do. Now, here it is. Alley Oops is Leore. For reference here, he comes back with a long response. We're going to have some excuses that go throughout all of these. Again, pause it if you need to read it. We can't go through all of that. I've read it all, but this will be like a 2-hour video if I do a read along, and I don't know if I can do a French cowboy that long without losing my voice. Now, the Leore excuses. We have PSA wants the card back. Excuse number 2, he doesn't want to ruin his relationship with PSA. I guess that's like excuse 1.5. He doesn't want the fakes resold. Already messed up on the case, and PayPal was in his favor. So PayPal is the say all end all. Don't worry about ethics. Don't worry about any of the other issues with the entire transaction that took place and the mess that it's caused. PayPal said it. Did already screwed up. And then also that he can't reopen the PayPal case. There was one more excuse. I have a short list here of notes of the excuses. Another one was that he didn't want to send counterfeit goods in the mail. And I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, guys. What's the solution here? Pause the video. Let me know down below. How do you resolve this? How do you make sure that all of those conditions are met? And again, good on Roger. Thank you very much to Auburn35 for putting me in touch with who I needed to be in touch with in order to resolve this, or in order to flesh this all out, because again, I had access to it. It seems like there might be a little bit of an issue with the Internet Archive, and then also that Internet Archive did not have every single page archived. So thank you to Abra for providing the very awesome screenshots or a full documentation of the entire 22 pages. Now, it was nuked. I don't know whether or not there was a 23rd page. I don't know if there was any posts afterwards. It seems like it was pretty much settled and coming to an end towards the end of it here. But that's what we're getting to. And now that you've come up with your easy solutions, and so did the thread, the many images that I did not include here, is the fact that it should just be a full refund for all cards, and there's no double dip available. I know that's not a good solution, because if you're trying to double dip, you can't really double dip if that's the case. All right, what we got here? We got a little bit of information here on why it's fake, how it's fake, and Roger outlining that. I think they have another thread on there with fake PMGs about that information. So if you want to take a look at that, I suggest you do so. Then we got a Roger post here. Once again with the showing the fake cards, showing the fake cert number, because that was not provided. Again, this is just like even if there's a misunderstanding, just be fully transparent. If there's nothing to hide, there's nothing to hide. Fix it, resolve it. It just looks worse the longer it goes on, the more it goes on, and it looks like you're trying to hide something. So we got Artie here, and again, Artie needs to be more careful with what he's selling, and I'm sure everyone's going to have an eagle eye out for, he's not going to be able to resell those cards. I mean, he would be able to, but if he gets caught with it, he's done. He's done, son. I can't imagine that someone would do something as stupid as that and basically just delete their presence from the hobby. If he's somebody that wants to continue within it, that would be a big no-no. And again, not only that, but it's been suggested in the thread several times and never really addressed, from what I've seen, by Leore, that you could just get an intermediary and solve all the issues here. Again, it solves all the issues other than the fact that you can't double dip. If somebody's gonna take the cards from you, gonna send the money over, then they're gonna destroy the cards, cut them up, whatever, mark them, or whatever you need to do in order to be able to tell that they're fake. If he wants to keep them, but you're gonna hole punch it or something like that, or mark it as fake, I think that's fair. If he wants to keep it as a reminder that oopsie doopsie, I got duped. Then so be it. But I do agree the cards should be destroyed. It should be an easy solution here. Right. So people pointing out here, you don't get to keep some of the cards. You just send them all back, clear, in the clear, full. You get all your money back. He makes it right. Someone can, and you can make sure. PSA. He's saying that PSA wants the cards back. He doesn't want to ruin his reputation. Screw PSA. PSA should be fine with you cracking it out. Take some good photos of it so they can see what the difference is. They already can see what the difference is. They already know based on when they were talked to Roger. They know the difference between the fake one and the real one now. Oopsie doopsie. We graded it. You do not need to send it back to PSA. Show PSA proof that you cracked it out. He does not want the card back graded, at least from what I can tell. So it's not an issue. It shouldn't be an issue. So we'll go through the rest of these here, but it's more the same. It's just kind of making excuses for why he can't send it, why he's going to send it, why he's not in the wrong, PayPal, PSA, etc., etc. Making something more complicated than it needs to be, and it looks like he got caught with his pants down trying to commit fraud. That's what I'm seeing from my end. Again, that's my opinion. But if you're trying to get a refund on both ends of things here, and this is just going to make the PSA refund process more difficult for people who are trying to use it in an honest way, because they need to be on the lookout for somebody that's trying to do something similar to this. You need to make sure that you're not like faking a sale after you find out something's fake with a giant dollar value. It's a pretty hard thing to reinforce here. Here we have Abra making a post. Abra was banned by Blowout. I think he was making too many. I'm not sure what the reason was for the ban. There's some people that speculate that it might be maybe too many posts, whether it's this post or reinvigorating or reposting this. Some combination of that. I think he was also on the Ken Golden hate train. So whether or not someone at Blowout was not impressed with that, if Mr. Ken Golden is providing funding to the website, if you have sponsors for the website, and if Abra is bad-mouthing them or showing stuff that paints them in a bad light, then that might be a reason that he's gone. Regardless, I haven't seen any bad actions from Abra. I think this is important. I think all of this information is important. I think there's no reason that any of it should be hidden. It's important. Even if Leore has changed his ways, even if he's now a changed man, the company does not operate in that way. I think it's important to know the origin. The same way it's important to know about PSA's beginning, about the dirty stuff that went down at PWCC, all of that. I think it's all important to know. Is a company going to act in good faith? It's good to know when they do good things. It's good to know when they do bad things. All of it should be available. All of it should be public information, so you can form your own opinion and you can make a decision on whether or not you want to give them your business, whether or not you want to advertise for them, any of that stuff. I do believe that people can change, things can change, but that doesn't mean that we should delete history, that we should hide history, that we should hide any of this information. I think it's important for anyone that wants to access it. Again, look out for each other out there. Be careful. There's a lot. There is too much to learn. This is like me spending all day, every day looking into this stuff. I come across this. I think it's valuable information, so I'm going to present it in a, some might call it digestible. Others might call it, why the hell are you talking about this shit for so long? Rattle, this is 20 minutes of you could have told us this in 2 seconds. But I think all of the screenshots, everything, as much relevant information as possible is important. If Leore would like to have a discussion, he's welcome to reach out to me and explain it. I don't know if there was a final resolution. The thread was ended, so it kind of trails off at that point. But regardless, it never should have happened to begin with. It should have been an easy fix, and it turned into an absolute disaster mess of 22 pages of forum ridiculousness. So take care. Make sure you're on the link tree. We got the Card Trader, Card Market, Troll and Toad discount codes. I forgot to open it in a tab, so we're not going to take a look at it, but believe me, it is there. Go use all of the links. It's better than sending me money. I'd rather you buy something for yourself. Take an extra second to click on an affiliate link or use an affiliate code to save yourself some money. Join the Discord. We got the restock bots in there so that you can be notified when things come back in stock. There's been a lot of people finding some success, especially with the 151 stuff that everyone and their dog wants at the moment. Jump in there, grab some of that stuff. It's now a fair and even playing field. Screw the people that were paywall discording, that sort of thing. It's now available to everyone. No advantages here, baby. All right, take care. Love you guys. See you next time. Bye.